All right, Bitcoin's down again. The whole market, crypto, all down again, even stocks. Do you think the real bear market is here now? Should we panic? The SPY is down 1%. NASDAQ down almost 2% just like a few minutes ago. And Bitcoin again trying to retest that 100K area. Has this pattern failed for the Bitcoin fractal that I keep on talking about? Well, first of all, we can see that there have been multiple of these retests, right? At once we've established the range low, we have seen these retests. Let me show you guys on the original chart so you can see it better. This is basically the May 19 crash of 2021, right? This was the range. This is the fractal that I've used, right? This is this blue fractal. So what originally happened was the crash was down to what? 30,000 exactly. Remember Pablo? That's how when you first met Pablo said 30,000, 30,000, right? And then it basically kept on going, boom, test, right? And what happens is it lulled all the bulls into a false sense of security, made all the bulls think we're going to be safe here with stops here. We're going to be safe with stops here. Gee, if I have stops here, I'm going to be safe. And then boom, took out all those stops. Then boom, came down again, right? Double bottom, bounced up, and then came down and tested it once more time without making a new low. This was definitely below 30. This was like 29.3. It was like 28K on some charts. And what happened was, see how all these were like spent like 3 minutes down here and then boom, spiked up, right? Spiked up. 3 minutes down here, spiked up, right? Long wick to the bottom, long wick to the bottom. This one was controlled demolition. They took it down here and they took it down here with a close. This close at 30.8K. This was a close at 29.6K. Freaked out the whole market, made a lot of people sell in those 24 hours and then boom, came up again. So basically, what is happening right now is completely normal, in my opinion. It's completely normal. But what is causing this? Is this another flush out of liquidity? Or is it due to something much bigger than that? Basically, the jobs data came out, and what happened is US just cut 154K jobs in October. And you might say, oh, look, Pablo, I thought we can't see the jobs data. Yes, the US government is kind of closed. So BLS, which is Bureau of Labor Statistics, is closed. But that's just a government survey. This Challenger jobs report is not from the government. It's from a private organization, right? So they report 154K jobs US lost in October 2025. And we can see that basically this just dominates. Nothing comes close to this, right? Since COVID started. And you might say, oh, we have 151K, 146K here. This was Feb and March 2025. Let me ask you, what happened in Feb and March 2025? Does anyone remember? Let me give you a hint. Elon Musk basically did something called DOGE, D-O-G. Do we even remember that? Department of Government Efficiency, right? Under Trump, went in, fired a lot of people. That's actually what caused this spike up. And yet this wasn't even anywhere near as bad, right? So this is another way of looking at it. And okay, how does this affect the markets? Let's get back to the markets, right? You would think when jobs data is this bad, then the Fed would cut rates. So here is the Fed, the probability in the futures market of the Fed rate cut coming up in December. Still only 71% chance. That hasn't moved much since yesterday. Yesterday was like 69%, 70%. Today is 70% as well. Oh, sorry. Yesterday 62%. Today 71%. So it's being a 9% move. That's pretty good. So we've gone from 2 in 3 chance of a rate cut to now 71% chance of a rate cut. So look, here's 62%, here's 71%. We've moved up a decent notch, right? So I think the evidence is building up towards the Fed making a rate cut, right? So Bitcoin, I think, is flushing down all the longs here once again as well. But do we think that Bitcoin is actually going to pierce 100K again, go to 99, 98K, or even below? right? Has the bear market started? Before I answer those questions, first answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo Himen use? Well, Pablo uses exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show any ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are. See, the IRS can't see you. The tax office can't see you. FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. Total privacy. That's why Pablo made this exclusive deal with them, right? Only on the Pablo Himen link. Went up to 40 grand in the prize pool, right? So basically, like the prize pool is building up, and you can see here the various rules of what the prize pools are. Even by being the top 20, you get to win part of the prize just through trading volume. There's profit and loss contests as well, but trading volume competitions as well. So something for everybody. And limited time only, folks. This deal finishes on 20th of November. 20th of November. And if you're watching this on YouTube right now, the link is in the description below. The link is in the description below. But if you're watching on any other platform, such as this one, that's okay. Just click on my profile page, and there is my link tree or stand link. We click on that, and it should be the first deal that pops up, because this is a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets, folks. But remember, this deal is only on the Pablo Himen link. Only on the Pablo Himen link. So here we go. The Fed is pricing in, the market's pricing 71% chance of a rate cut in December, and still 18% chance we hold until January, okay? And then there's 55% chance for one cut by January, and quarter of a chance for two cuts by January. We're just not seeing the data right now. The BLS just not releasing the data right now, thanks to the government shutdown in the US. So now, my opinion on this is that I think the 98K right bottom should hold here. We might create a slightly, in the worst case scenario, in my thinking is we create a slightly lower bottom, right? 98K, something like this, 98.2, 98.1, and then bounce up we go. The breakdown scenario of some people who are bearish saying we break down here and we go to like 92, 91K. I'm not in that camp. I'm not saying it can't happen, but we work with probabilities, right? I'm not in that camp. So I can understand why they say that, because, well, there's a CME, Chicago Mercantile Exchange futures. That's a regular futures exchange in the US. They have a close, they have a gap at that level. So, and we can see how many bottoms there were at this 92K level. So some people are calling it a breakdown to 92K. I'm not saying it can't happen. It's just that I don't think that's the way things would play out. I lean towards this price fractal keep on playing out. So I think there's 70% chance this price fractal plays out and we actually make a new all-time high. 30% chance this fractal is not working and we break down. So 70-30. Like people always say, you say up or down, up and down, or whatever. What I'm saying is, anything can happen in the markets, especially with crypto and Bitcoin, but I would say 70% chance the fractal is working and we bounce up. And my interpretation is this was another short, long flush down here. There are some longs with stops at 101, 102K area. We flush down, take out those longs, and then we bounce. Just look, let me just say, just imagine how many shorts there are from here. They built up all this time. There are so many shorts here waiting for this breakdown, right? And even if the bull market has ended, even if bear market has started, then don't you think, and we're going to go down to 90K, 80K, 70K, whatever, even if that's the case, then don't you think Binance, thank you CZ, would want to do a sharp jump up first, pump up to take out all the shorts, squeeze all the shorts first, right? And then go down. Because if he goes down here, right here, today, right now, then basically all the shorts from here, from 116, 117, 8K, right? All profit, like 30, 40, 50X on their shorts. Some people even put 100X on their shorts, right? That would be a huge win for the shorts. And it's not just like people who are bullish saying, oh, the shorts won, but it's the exchanges have to actually pay out those shorts, right? They literally have to pay like $1 billion, $2 billion for a big exchange like Binance. So they'd rather just go up and short squeeze, take out all the shorts, then go down if that we are inside a bear market. Again, I don't think we're quite there yet. I think we probably are getting close, but once again, I'll say there's 70% chance we're just playing out this fractal. So overwhelming, I think majority, bigger probabilities where we're playing out this fractal and we make a new all-time high. And this fractal actually calls for one more dip later in November, right? Later in November to retest 100K again, right? Get everyone to go short, get everyone to freak out and sell, and then bounce up, right? So why am I leaning 70% this way? Let's have a look at some of the data, right? For example, so this, for example, is basically the jobs data once again, and I think this will convince some people in the Fed to basically cut rates. I think a rate cut in December is more than likely. See, we can see here, right? Basically, this jump in early 2025, this is Feb or March, in job cuts was caused by Doge. It even says so here, DOGE, right? And yet, this is where we are right now. We have a jump here up right now. It's not quite as high as Doge, but that was like a driven, focused effort inside the government to cut like 400,000 jobs, right? And that was Doge. And here we are now. But if we don't look at Doge, which is Trump and Elon actually literally just trying to cut down the US government, right, by like 1/3 of his jobs, then this is the highest job cuts since what, 2020, since COVID. We all know what happened during COVID. So if we ignore COVID, this is the chart we get. This is, if we're only, because COVID happened what, during March, April, May of 2020, right? If we are comparing just October across all the Octobers of the last 33 years, we can see that basically this is the worst October since 2003, in 22 years. And most of the jobs were lost in warehousing and technology sectors. And we all know warehousing is due to robotics. Like if you've seen those videos of Amazon and what they do in their warehouses, it's basically all robots moving those boxes now. Technology, of course, AI coming in, taking out a lot of jobs. So let's quickly get back to Bitcoin. Where do we think Bitcoin is in terms of on-chain data, and how much has Bitcoin got to go down? So as we can see here, this is Bitcoin perpetual market directional premiums. Remember, Pablo keeps on talking about the people who go long and the people who go short. And when everybody's going long, then the futures goes green. The futures funding rate goes green and goes red, and it goes very high. That means everybody's long. 99% of the market is long. 99% of the market is bullish. And we can see that's when markets top, right? This is back in 2021 bull run, when the perpetual market directional premium is going very positive, right? Everybody's going long, so futures funding rate is going very positive. Bitcoin topped at 64K. That was 2021. I think most people remember that. And here, this is the funding rate I'm talking about. Basically, we can see right now we're pretty much mostly green across the board, with a few blacks and some even fewer reds. And a red means basically everyone's going long. So very few people are going long. Most people are going short, or green is kind of neutral, right? So we see on these exchanges, basically people are going short on ETH. Here, people are going short on Bitcoin, right? Only on Bitunix, people are going long on Bitcoin, right? I honestly think these are my followers because I've been talking about Bitunix for so long, and I've been saying Pablo's going long on Bitcoin at 100K area, and I honestly think this is actually my followers doing this. So all the other exchanges, people are going short here. People are going short, right? So basically, yeah, the like I'll give you an example. This is ZEC. I do think ZEC is going to short squeeze higher than $500, because look, 0.01 is the normal rate of futures funding rate, right? And when you go above, when you go to like 0.012 here, like in Bitunix, it goes red. When you go below, you go to zero, you go green. That means a lot of people are shorting. But look at this. Zcash, ZEC is minus 0.33%, minus 0.4%, right? These are some huge numbers, right? So that's why I think Zcash is gonna squeeze up. I'll talk about Zcash briefly later in the video, but have a look at, so essentially when everyone's extremely bullish, right, market's top. When everyone is very bearish, market bottom. That was the 29K, 28K bottom in July 2021, and then we top, and markets go very bullish around here, November 2021, and markets top. Here we go negative again, and that was the 15K top bottom, negative in funding rates, 15K bottom in October 2022. Yeah, when Bitcoin has 15K, that was the cycle bottom, and then up we go. And then when everyone goes extra bullish again, here was 69K top. Here we almost went negative. We came back down to zero. And that's when Bitcoin bottomed at 49K. Here, everybody goes even more bullish than Feb 2021. This is what the Trump election, when Trump got elected, right? And Bitcoin tops 108, 109K. And boom, here's the crash. We came almost back to zero again when this was on April 7th, when Trump and China went toe-to-toe, like a boxer, toe-to-toe, right? Toe-to-toe, 125%, 120% tariffs against each other. And then we bottom, and Pablo said Trump was going to cave. Trump's going to cave, and basically he's going to walk back on a lot of these tariff threats. And that's what happened. Boom, major blow off top I was calling for. Kind of happened. We were halfway through there. I think we're halfway through a major blow off top. And then here, once again, futures funding went, very positive. And then now we're back down here. So from this chart, it's indicating, that's actually indicating that we're not, see the last couple of times the bottoms was around here, right? Was around here when funding almost got back to zero. And the major bottoms was when funding actually went negative, when people started shorting. We're not quite here yet, according to this chart, right? That's saying we could go down more. But that's just one chart. That's only one chart. Keep that in mind, folks. Okay, so you can see here the chart of ZEC. Basically, it has not pulled back because of all those heavy shorts. When there are just so many heavy shorts, no exchange can afford to let you basically crash the price and then walk away with 100x gains. And if everybody on the exchange is having 100x gains, then the exchange is in trouble. So, and it's not just one exchange. Basically, here is Binance. It's extremely short, and right, OKX. These are the top three Bybit, top three exchanges in terms of size, and they've all got massive shorts. So they would want to push ZEC up to be to the top to squeeze shorts. But I imagine it would be like a wick up. It may not hold the top. It'll be a wick up, and then we go down. And remember, it's gonna be very, very wild, right? Because like on a day like this, it went from 486 down to 372 in one day. Okay, thank you for your attention, folks. I'll catch you guys next episode.